have to be playing Jimmy.
I really believe I can score with the best of them. I don't care who I'm lined up against.
48 points for Jimmy Butler. Curry off a screen, fakes, fires, stuck it. He just stuck it.
Butler and Chef Curry put this Warriors team on their shoulders to get them that 7th seed.
You appreciate how important it is to play meaningful games, and now we have a series that's going to be full of meaningful ones.
I mean, that's why you got playoff Jimmy, right? Hey, look at this. Double sets, West Coast, East Coast. We got you covered, America. Brian Windhorst, top of the morning to you, sir. You look ready for Easter.
Good.
And SA, how we feeling? How we living?
Molly, how are you? I just know that, before the show started, I did instruct the producers to let Doggy do the cold open, which they obviously would not hesitate to do. Maybe, just maybe, it didn't happen because Doggy didn't feel he was up to doing the cold open. I mean, I'm just guessing. I mean, that might be it. I'm just saying.
Well, when you asked me at 9:59:30, you got to give me a little time.
Hey, don't tell on yourself. Don't let him lead the witness. You're ready for Easter too, though.
I'm ready for Easter. All right, I got Stevie here. I love Brian, so we're flying. The floor is yours.
You need a little caffeine, or you're good?
I'm fine. I'm ready to go. Don't worry about it.
All right, let's go. Just like the Warriors did last night. Jimmy Butler, Steph Curry, and the Dubs held off the Memphis Grizzlies 121-116, locking up the number 7 seed in the Western Conference playoffs, and a first-round matchup against the number 2 seed Houston Rockets. The Grizzlies, who were briefly without star guard John Morant due to an apparent ankle injury, play the winner of Wednesday's Dallas Mavericks Sacramento Kings contest Friday. Draymond, talk to me.
Yeah, he's different. He's different. You can just see a whole different intensity level and focus. And, I'm a basketball fan, so I've watched it on TV for years. To see it up close and personal, it's a real thing. Sometimes you get in the NBA and, these guys come get these nicknames and you're like, man, stop it. There's some other nicknames out there, they're not real. That one's real. And I'm happy he on our side.
Playoff Jimmy, it's a real thing, Stephen A. Did Golden State take it, or did Memphis lose it?
Listen, you don't want to take any credit away from the Golden State Warriors. Let me be very, very clear about that. Steph Curry was spectacular, especially late. Jimmy Butler was spectacular. Draymond Green had, I think, double digits in assists, and obviously he was doing what he does defensively. Give the Warriors all the credit in the world, but in the same breath, let's make sure we understand, partially anyway, what happened. Ja Morant did get hurt. And if Ja Morant, considering some of the plays that he was making, had remained healthy throughout, considering the fight that Memphis put forth, which is what we were talking about yesterday, the way they fought these guys, they started off strong, faded a little bit, started off strong again in the third quarter, faded a little bit, but kept coming back, wouldn't go away. You look at Desmond Bane and what he was doing. Jaren Jackson came alive a little bit late. You saw what Ja Morant and how he tried to play through the obvious pain from that ankle injury. And then you got to think about the fact that Brandon Clark isn't there, who's a big cog for them. I would just look at it from that standpoint, not taking anything away from the Golden State Warriors, but you did find yourself saying, especially in the end, if Ja Morant had not gotten hurt, we might be saying something different this morning.
Well, listen, you don't obviously take any playoff win, and this is sort of a playoff game. You don't take it away. Home court wins these playing games. I'd have to go look at the record. Wendy probably has it. You need to be at home in these playing games. Obviously, Orlando last year, Miami at home a couple years ago, got all the way to the finals, but they got out of the play-in with home games. Hard to win the road games in these play-in, and Memphis did a good job. They were competitive. As you said, Steve, they were in trouble early, down 12 at the half. Trouble in the third quarter, got back in the game and had a chance to win with a minute to go. So from that standpoint, I give Memphis some credit. They will definitely beat Dallas and Sacramento. They're going to play Oklahoma City in that first round. They're not beating Oklahoma City, and that's a break for OKC. But I think the bigger picture to me is Golden State needed this win because they can beat Houston. And I wasn't with you guys these last 2 days, and I'm sure you brought it up. Matter of fact, I saw it because they had the headlines on it on Monday when I was working. And I do think the fact that Golden State's lost the Clippers actually helped them on Sunday. I know they wanted to win the game, but I think it helped them because if they won last night, they had the 7th seed. If they had beaten, obviously, the Clippers, they would have been the 5 seed. That means Denver or Houston. I'd much rather play Houston. So I think, in essence, they get 4 days off now. That series doesn't start until about 3 a.m. on Sunday night. That's another story altogether. But from that standpoint, I think Golden State is in a decent shape. Are they going to win the NBA championship? We'll discuss this. But I think Golden State winning, I think from the standpoint of where they sit now with Houston next, that was a good break last night with a good win. Let me hear.
If you're a Grizzlies fan, you're saying, woe is me today, because you're saying, not again. We have another situation where Ja gets hurt. And absolutely, Stephen A., look, he had 18 points. When he made the basket in the third quarter, that was his 18th point. It's a 1-point game. He comes back, he scores 4 points the rest of the way. Very clearly, it affected him. But the reason that the Grizzlies are in this situation, which is now in a fighting to play Oklahoma City in the first round, is how they've melted down the stretch of this season. They have not beaten any of these Western Conference playoff teams since January 30th, I think was the last time they won a game. 2 months ago, February 16th or even February 20th or whatever, they were the 2 seed. When they fired Taylor Jenkins in mid-March, they were tied for the 4th seed. Yeah. They enter this as the 8th seed. And so now when you watch Desmond Bane, who played brilliantly in this game, have those 3-pointers rattle out, he had 2 of them late in the second half rattle out, and you see Ja out there playing on the bum ankle, you do say, woe is us. But the Grizzlies reaped what they sowed here with the way they finished this season. This, to me, was a story about the Warriors' dream. The Warriors' dream is the pairing of playoff Jimmy and Steph Curry. These 2 guys fit together so well because their skill sets enable each other to thrive. And we saw that in this game. Jimmy Butler knows that there was going to be a bunch of pressure to start the game. Steph Curry is out there wearing a modified cast on that thumb. You know it's affecting him. He scores 36 points in the first 3 quarters of this game. Attacking. Stephen A., since the day he got there, you were talking about free throws? 18 free throws. It's not an elimination game, but essentially it is. In a single elimination game, Jimmy Butler gets 18 free throws. And it opens the door for Steph Curry to have the energy in the 4th quarter where he scores 15 points and has the energy to run 3 miles in this game. The most he's run in a game this season because Jimmy Butler shares the load.
A couple of things before we go back to Molly. First 29 games of this year, guys, in a Warriors uniform, Jimmy Butler never shot the ball more than 17 times. Last 2 games, season finale against the Clippers, play-in tournament last night, he took more than 20 shots. And, oh, by the way, he got to the free throw line 27 times. Think about that for a second. As I repeatedly stated, this is what makes Jimmy Butler so special for Steph Curry and for Steve Kerr. Because you don't have to spell for Steph Curry nearly as much as you thought you would or you had to do in the past, because this brother gives you a break because he allows you to get a breather so often. And by the way, if you don't want to take him out, what you can do is call Jimmy Butler's number, get to the free throw line. Steph needs a break, but we don't want to call a timeout. Get to the free throw line. And this brother can do it with ease. This is part